Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a block that's called Buckeye Beauty. And we are going to use two different fabrics. So out of each fabric, I have mine in two separate pieces here. But out of each fabric you're going to need one strip that is 2 inches by 8 inches. And mine are just 2 by 4 here is all. And one square that is, let's see, 4 inches. 4 inches? Yep, 4 inches, that's what she is. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn these two into, which would be 3, or 1 strip, but we're going to turn them into, what do you call it? 4 patches. So we're going to cut that in half, lay it to the side, cut this in half, line up your 2-inch line here, and make sure there's a line across your seam. Cut that in half. Now we're going to spin those around, and we're going to nest them, and we're going to sew these up, and they're going to be done. I'm sorry, you should have started by sewing your 2 strips together. I had already done that because I needed to sew something to free up my sewing machine, and that's what I picked. So these are ready to go. We're going to sew them in a minute. This one we're going to turn into half square triangles. So we're going to line this up corner to corner. Now I used to, and if I had a different foot on there, I would line it up, the 1/4 inch line up corner to corner, and I would draw a line and I would spin it around and do the same. But with my 1/4 inch foot on there, which I seem to leave on there a good bit now, we're just going to draw one line. And then we're going to pin them together. I'm going to pin them this way because I want this whole star. Or, you know, what I can of it. And we are just going to put some pins in it. It's like one's a little bigger than the other. That's okay. We're going to trim it down. So let's head over to the sewing machine and sew all these up. I'm going to stop the video. So we're going to start with this one because I need to run it through twice. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift our needle. That's how we start these. Put our needle down. And it'll run right through. These, you're just going to run through like we do. Got a little sidetracked, or I don't know, off, whatever you want to call it. We'll swing back around here, cut the first one off, and do it again on the other side. It's been brought to my attention that my sound is not that great. I have ordered a microphone. We will see how it goes. Alright, run this one back down. This is just another project I'm working on. I'm just sewing up all these half square triangles because it saves me time when I have to go to put them together, and I don't use just all those. Alright, we're going to cut this one apart, just right on the line we drew. Now we're going to iron them open. Going to iron them to the red. No real reason, just that's what I'm doing. These, doesn't matter. They both have the same amount of seams. Just iron them open. I've never ironed my seams open. If that's something you like, by all means do it. It's just not what I do. So now we're going to square these up. And these are 3.5 by 3.5, so these have to be 3.5 by 3.5. I did have a request, I guess, for how I do my quilt math, or how to do quilt math. So I'm planning a video on that, but I'm not sure that I can explain it correctly, because it's just in my head. So I'm going to do a video. I'm going to attempt it. I'm sorry. So I line that up on the seam there as close to this edge as possible. And then when I flipped it around, I'm going to line up my diagonal again, and that will line up my 3.5 inch line on both sides. And then we'll trim that. I'm so used to, I feel like y'all know that, but I keep forgetting some people are new to my channel. So we're going to line up our 3.5 inch, or no, we're not. We're going to line up our diagonal line as close to this edge as possible. And you want to make sure that you still have fabric past your 3.5 inch line on this side. That's how you'll know if it's going to turn out right. Because if you don't have fabric left, your block's going to be too small. So when you spin it around, you want to line up your 3.5 inch or whatever you're cutting it to, and then your lines, and then it'll line up your diagonal. Everything should fall into place. And you should still have, see, I just cut off barely anything there. All right, so throw those in my little bin. So anyways, I'm going to attempt to do a video on quilting math. I don't know how it'll turn out. So for this one, I'm going to try this both ways. I really don't know which I want in the middle, because I don't know if that's going to look. See, I don't really like that. So we're going to spin it around. I want it like this. So all my red's in the middle. So now we're just going to sew these two and these two. I'll take you over to the sewing machine with me and we'll just sew them up. Since I'm leaving it over there, I didn't pin it because it's still laying out how I have it. Alright, so this one's finished. Let's cut it off. Cut that one off. Grab another one. I have quite a few of these prepped. Well, I have them all almost prepped. Almost all of them, because my wrist is still hurting. So drawing the line is a little sketchy for me sometimes. That's why I do it when I'm down here, because then I don't have to just sew it. Alright, so this one, I'm going to iron this open to the half square triangle side, because, I don't know, just because. Oh, I didn't even bring it with me. I'm so sorry. There we are. I ironed it open to the half square triangle side, so then I'm going to spin it. And there it is. I did this same block before. It was called something different in that other book. I don't remember. But also it was a different size. So I thought I want to do, excuse me, I want to do every block in this book. So I'll just do a different size than I did before. And there you go. That's what it's called. In this book, it's called Buckeye Beauty. So we're going to go sew this up. And then we're done. Let's cut this one off and run it through the other side. Alright. Grab that pin out before I stick myself. Cut it off and let's go see what we've got. Alright. Again, it's called Buckeye Beauty. I cannot remember the other name for it, but it's alright. If you follow me, you've seen it. And if not, take a look at it. There you have it. Buckeye Beauty. 6 inches finish at 6.5 right now. And I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you make it and love it. And I will see you next time.